Before democracy, before science, before humanity even had words for
Look!
power,
The sky is breaking.
there was a sound.
Help us, Great Spirit!
And every civilization on earth agreed on one thing: that sound belonged to something alive. Something angry, something watching. The ancient Greeks had a name for it. They called it Zeus. And for over 3,000 years, kings built temples to him. Generals prayed before battle, and ordinary people looked up at storm clouds and lowered their eyes. This is not just mythology. This is the story of how one idea, the idea of absolute unstoppable power, shaped the entire Western world. And the terrifying part? That idea never really went away. Most people think they know Zeus. Lightning bolts, Olympus, a bearded king on a golden throne. But here's what the textbooks leave out. Zeus was not born powerful. He was born hunted. The very god who would one day rule the cosmos began his life as a secret, hidden in a cave, surrounded by enemies, with a father who wanted him dead. And the story of how a hidden infant became the king of all gods is not a story about power. It is a story about survival, about what happens when fear creates monsters. And what happens when one person decides enough. Tonight, we go deeper than the myths you have heard. We are going to examine who Zeus actually was, why ancient people needed him to exist, and why, even in 2025, his shadow still falls across every courtroom and every story about power gone wrong. Stay with us because this one changes how you see the world. To understand Zeus, you need to understand what he was born into. Not beauty, not order, but utter chaos. In the beginning, according to Greek cosmology, the universe itself was ruled by beings older than imagination. The Titans. Think of them not as giants with brute strength, but as forces of nature given consciousness. Raw, uncontrollable, absolute. And their king was Cronus. Cronus was not evil in the way we understand evil. He was something more dangerous. He was afraid, because a prophecy had come to him, the same kind of prophecy that haunts every ruler who holds too much power. One of your own child will destroy you. And when you are the most powerful being in existence, a fear takes root in your mind. The results are catastrophic. So Cronus decided what most tyrants would always decide. He decided to eliminate the threat. His wife Rhea bore his children, One by one, Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, and one by one, Cronus swallowed them whole alive, imprisoned inside the body of their own father. Think about the image for a moment. Children trapped inside the very being who created them because that being was too afraid to let them exist. It is one of the most psychological disturbing image in all mythologically absolute mankind. Because history is full of fathers who consumed their children's potential, leaders who destroyed the next generation to protect their own power, systems that swallowed the people inside them. Cronus is not a myth, Cronus is a pattern, and it took one child, the sixth, to finally break it. That child was Zeus. When Rhea realized what Cronus intended for her newborn son, she made a decision that would change the universe. She refused. She wrapped a stone in cloth and handed it to Cronus. He swallowed it without even looking. And while the Titan king sat satisfied on his throne, the real Zeus was carried quietly to the island of Crete, to a hidden cave in Mount Ida, where he would grow in secret, raised by divine nymphs, guarded by warriors called the Chorites, who clashed their bronze shields together whenever the baby cried, so Cronus would never hear a sound. The future king of the cosmos was hidden in a cave, crying, human, vulnerable, and absolutely destined. Zeus grew, and as he grew, the weight of what he knew grew with him. His brothers and sisters were not dead. They were imprisoned alive inside their father. The world was not free. It was controlled, suffocated under the rule of a king who valued his own survival above every living thing. Zeus had a choice. He could stay hidden, he could stay safe, he could live quietly in that cave on Crete and let the whole world remain what it was. Most people would have made that choice. Zeus didn't. With the help of the Titaness Metis, a goddess of wisdom, Zeus crafted a plan. He disguised himself and entered the court of Cronus. He offered his father a drink, and in that drink was an emetic so powerful that Cronus began to vomit up everything he had consumed. First came the stone, then one by one his children emerged. Poseidon, Hades, Hera, Demeter, Hestia, alive and furious. What followed was not just a family reunion. It was the beginning of the most catastrophic war in the history of mythology. The war between the Olympians and the Titans is called the titanomachy. And nothing in mythology, not the Trojan War, not the fall of Troy, not even the destruction of Atlantis, comes close to its scale. 10 years. 10 years of warfare that, according to the ancient texts, shook the foundation of the earth. Mountains were used as weapons. seas boiled, the sky split open with the force of divine impact, and at the center of it all, Zeus. Armed with thunderbolts freshly forged by the Cyclopses, creatures he had freed from the Tartarus, the deepest prison, Zeus fought not just with brute strength, he fought with strategy. Armed with thunderbolts freshly forged by the Cyclopses, creatures he had freed from Tartarus, the deepest prison in existence, Zeus fought not just with brute strength, he fought with strategy. He released the Hecatoncheires, the 100-handed ones, being so massive, so terrifying that even titans fled before them. He built alliances, he made promises, he understood that winning a war requires more than power. It requires making others believe the right side is worth dying for. This is why Zeus is considered not just the strongest Olympian, but the wisest king. Because any being can destroy, only a true ruler knows when to build. When the Titans finally fell, when Cronus himself was defeated and cast into Tartarus, the world stood silent for the first time, waiting for what came next.
Poseidon descended into the seas.
After the war, the three brothers divided the universe. Poseidon descended into the seas, Hades descended into the underworld, and Zeus looked up. The sky, the air, the space between heaven and earth where storms are born. His. Mount Olympus became the seat of divine power, a palace above the clouds, above weather, above the reach of any mortal eye. And from that throne, Zeus created something the ancient world had never fully had before, a structure. 12 Olympians, defined roles, a divine court with Zeus at its center.
The age of man is failing. We must decide the future of Europa.
But here is what every historian of mythology will tell you. Zeus was not a perfect king. He was a brilliant one, an effective one, a necessary one, but not perfect. He was emotional, capable of breathtaking rage and breathtaking generosity in the same breath. He was proud, and pride in gods as in humans is a permanent weakness. He was possessive of his authority, and rulers who cannot tolerate challenge always create the conditions for the next revolution. In other words, Zeus was powerful enough to rule the cosmos, but human enough to make every mistake that comes with it. And that, more than anything, is why the ancient Greeks built temples to him, not because he was flawless, but because he was recognizable. Now let's talk about Zeus. What Zeus actually did when he was angry. Because this is the part of Greek mythology that most modern retellings sanitize. Zeus's punishments were not just severe, they were eternal. Prometheus stole fire from the gods and gave it to humanity, a gift, an act of compassion. Zeus's response? He had Prometheus chained to a mountain, not for a year, not for a century, but for eternity. Every single day, an eagle descended and tore open Prometheus's body, devoured his liver, and every night his immortal body healed. So the torture could again begin at sunrise. Forever. Sisyphus, a mortal king who outwitted death himself, was condemned to push an enormous boulder up a steep hill. Every time he neared the top, the boulder rolled back down for eternity. Tantalus, who betrayed the gods' hospitality, was placed in a pool of water beneath fruit trees. Whenever he reached for food, it pulled away. Whenever he bent to drink, the water receded, starving and thirsty forever. These are not random cruelties. These punishments have a mathematical precision to them. The crime fits the eternal consequence. Prometheus gave humans something that belonged to the gods, so he suffered at the hand of a divine creature every day. Sisyphus tried to cheat the natural order of death, so he was condemned to a task that never completes. Tantalus violated the sacred bond of hospitality, so he was tormented by the permanent nearness of what he could never reach. Zeus was not simply cruel, he was making a point, and the point was this: the universe has laws, those laws exist for a reason, and the moment any being, mortal or divine, decides those laws do not apply to them, the consequences are permanent. Whether you agree with that philosophy or not, you have to admit it. It worked. For 3,000 years, it worked.